It's the kid, 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 still living, still here, trying to exist, trying to stay alive, trying to be the best guy that I can be. There's a storm. There's a storm coming. This isn't Batman, but there's a storm coming. So as you well know, I mean, I told you, I frequent between, the UK, the US, Mars, France, Germany, and so forth. But obviously, while I'm in the UK for a few times, I'm here right now. So there's a crazy storm. So I'm sure you must have seen videos, so forth, of storms being brewing and so forth. And actually, there's even a funny video that someone sent me. I may even try and basically said, I think even Jimmy Carragher even said as well. But like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And we have our point here. So, Red Devil Bar, I was talking about the storm, the crazy storm that's been happening, man. How have you been coping with Storm Eunice?
Bro, man, it's bad, man. It's bad. I've literally just got back home from work now because just everything transport-wise was just off. It's just, I think they just confirmed the first fatality from the storm. I think as well. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, like I think like a tree like landed on someone.
Yeah.
So it's no. I mean, bro, I think they said like this is the most intense storm in like 30 years.
Yeah.
That they've had.
I assume things match are still going to sort of be on. So, but like people saying that like certain stadium things that like the roofs and things are coming off stuff. So you're like, yeah, I don't know. I just say everyone just be safe, basically.
Because you saw, I think what happened with it was with the airplane. The Man City team, like it was like crazy, bro. Because they was like, oh shit, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
So they had to dive. It's like my thing is that if the storm is this intense, how do you play in this storm if guys are falling over?
No, exactly. You're gonna be like was it De Gea is gonna be kicking the ball up, and then the ball's gonna go back into his net, and it's like, is that a goal? Like, does that count in the rules? Like, if the wind blows the ball into the net?
This is actually like it would actually be the best weekend to take long shots. If any of the time to take long shots and so forth, do it because that wind is just going to carry these things away.
You're gonna be playing away for the wind, but yeah, I know what you mean.
No, like because I think I went to the grocery store and everything, and bro, because I think I was going towards the wind. So literally, as I was going, like basically, it was like Game of Thrones. Although I was like trudging through, and they were going I was like, "What the hell? This is freaking crazy, man." So look, man, are you looking forward to the weekend, man? How are your feelings towards the weekend? Are you looking forward to this? Because we've got a few things to discuss, and I'm happy to see RDS here, man.
Yeah, no, Magpies will be on probably later in the week, So like, he's busy. Like, I think he's got some. He's with his friends in the Middle East right now, So, but he'll be coming back soon. So.
Also, so you're saying that Magpie Studio actually knows the Middle Eastern brethren? Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know. So. But yeah, no, yeah. As far as the week, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens to United, right? So, but I mean, at the end of the day, like United are in the mud anyway. But I definitely expect because there's no way that what I did see in the table is that Chelsea are clearly going to beat Crystal Palace. We know that that's a foregone conclusion. There's no way that Chelsea lose to Crystal Palace, United beat Leeds, and only a point behind Chelsea. That narrative can't happen, So, as far as I'm concerned, United are probably going to lose to Leeds at the weekend because just defensively can't work up, and Chelsea will beat Crystal Palace. Does that sound like a fair result, HH?
Our Devil Studio. Because we're going to talk about something that Tuchel said, which broke my heart and so forth. Like my heart was cut in two when Tuchel said these things on a press conference. Because again, I believe he's played mind games. But we'll just discuss and everything. But I've learned not to tempt fate, and I have learned to just sort of take each game as it comes. So nothing is a given in this world. Nothing is a given. And my thing is, in my view, we are fighting for the title, and we focus on Lille next week. So that is my view. And I'm gonna.
So you're still in title race.
Si, senor. Yes, still in title race.
Okay.
All right, guys. So let's start with our first topic, man. And It's your big boy. It's the main man, and is this is the guy on everyone's mind right now, and of course you know him, we know him, Mbappe, the prodigy. So the feeling and the notion was always that Mbappe is going to go forth. He's going to go to Real Madrid, and it was almost a foregone conclusion. And even Muntaha has said that he may throw himself outside the window if Mbappe doesn't join Real Madrid. So, just in because we all love Muntaha in this community, we pray and hope that Mbappe does join Real Madrid just for Muntaha's health. But how does a mil a week sound? I didn't stutter, and I am a stutterer. I didn't stutter. A million a week. So the rumor around the campfire is PSG are still desperate to keep Mbappe, to not allow him to go for a free this summer, and are willing to offer him £1 million a week. And here's where I am with this whole thing. I do still feel Mbappe is going to go to Real Madrid, but in this world, no one can predict anything. There is very much a possibility. You can't say that there is not a possibility that in the final hour, Mbappe is like, you know what? I can build something on Paris. I can build something here. I can be a true legend here. Real Madrid already have legends before and legends after. I am building something here from the soil, from the ground up here. So whatever I do with PSG is going to be extra special than what I do anywhere else. But my thing here is, even if it's a mil or 1.5 mil, is Mbappe a guy that's chasing money? Because again, Mbappe isn't going to China. He isn't going to Qatar. He's going to Real Madrid. And why is he going to Real Madrid? He's not going to Real Madrid for the money. He's going there for the status of being a Real Madrid player. So PSG offering a mil, 2 mil for Mbappe. Again, I don't know. This is just me inferring and just using my psychosis. Mbappe's like, there is nothing you can offer me is as valuable as playing for Real Madrid, because playing for Real Madrid is more valuable than 2 mil a week, 3 mil a week. Because I'm saying I'm already good. I'm not really good. So financially, I'm really good for a guy of my age and of how young I am. I'm really, really good. So he's like, fine, like I don't need any of this extra stuff around me. So my thing about it is, it's not even really about the money. I feel that what could turn his head or so forth is himself. So I don't think there's nothing PSG can do or offer that can make him come around and say, all right, I don't want to be, okay, so I want to remain at PSG. I think it will come from within Mbappe to be like, I have a change of heart. Oh, I now see what I can now do in Paris. I can now see, and these things can happen. People can be one way 1 month, 2-3 months after, they can completely change. This stuff can happen. But I always say that whenever Real Madrid enter the chat and they put down all their CLs there, and then PSG enters the chat and all they can offer are cobwebs, it becomes tricky. It becomes very tricky, and for Mbappe, he will look at the likes of his idol, Ronaldo, R9. Cristiano is not his idol. Mbappe's idol is R9. The guy right there. That's his real idol. Cristiano is just a guy that his real idol was always R9. Cristiano was just a guy who, he thinks is okay. So these are the things. But here's the thing for PSG, they know, because PSG are scared. Because PSG saw that UCL game. Because PSG know that if we're left with Neymar and Messi, when all we're winning is grand nuts. All we're winning is grand nuts. So they know that we have a Messi that is on his way out of football, and we have a Neymar who has pretty much said, all I care about is Brazil and Twitch and partying in Bahia. So they know the importance of a young and hungry and quality clutch guy like an Mbappe, hence why they're doing everything to keep him. But I just still feel that $1 million a week, 2 mil a week, 3. Okay. Now if it's 3 mil a week, then I would say Mbappe is 3 mil a week. But I'm not sure there's anything that they can offer him financially that can turn his head. Red Devil man, you look at this tale here. Do you think there's anything PSG can do to stop him from joining Los Blancos? If it is a million a week, do you think, you know what, Mbappe can be like, a million a week, I can say what's up?
$1 million a week is disgusting, man. It's pretty disgusting. I mean, Mbappe is talented. I'm not gonna like he is very, very talented. But $1 million a week, bro. $1 million a week. Like, considering some of the players that are at PSG, but also like that have just been like around like in world football, like $1 million a week. I mean, come on, like are PSG that desperate to, they at the end of the day, they could have sold him in the summer to Real Madrid for what was they putting in? I think wasn't like there's only rumored to be somewhere like 100, somewhere between 150 to 200 million.
Yeah, I heard something about like
You know,
150, about 150.
exactly, maybe even more. So and then use that to reinvest that in the squad and pay that. Now they're like, oh no, we're going to pay him $1 million. I don't know. I mean, but in regards to Mbappe, at the end of the day, like he didn't sign the contract. I presume that they would have talked about this beforehand anyway. So there are clearly other reasons as to why he doesn't want to go to why he wants to stay at PSG. Although he definitely obviously wants to win. I definitely think he wants to win the Champions League at PSG. But I just think that I suspect from his advising is like, listen, if you want to go to the next level, in terms of your brand, but also your your ability, you want to go to what is perceived to be one of the biggest clubs in the world in terms of Real Madrid. Now, the only thing I would say is that you look at PSG right now, and as you saw in that Real Madrid game, PSG as a team, in terms of their structure right now, are in a better position than Real Madrid, I would think, right now. Real Madrid, depending really on what Perez does in the summer, if he gets Mbappe, if he gets Pogba, if he gets Haaland, then maybe it might kind of work. But I think essentially what I'm saying is Real Madrid are in the process of a rebuilding phase.
So you say that?
are
So are you
there,
saying that Real Madrid need Mbappe more than PSG need him?
No, I think PSG need Mbappe because let's be real, if Mbappe goes, you're now left with Neymar and Messi. Neymar, fair play to him, like he's coming clutch. Messi
RDS, watch your tongue. RDS, watch your
what?
tongue.
No,
Your tongue. You're
I'm not.
talking about Leo. You're talking about Leo Messi.
Leo. He's my goat. He's my goat. I guess I'm just saying that he Messi is the Don, but he only has 2 Liga goals. So someone has to sort of who's going to replace
and
that.
how many UCL goals? Is that what 3 UCL goals?
3. Okay, so is that less than what's his name? That Ajax guy, Haller. I mean, no, that West Ham reject. Apparently, it has more. But it is what it is. It is what it is, and I don't think Haller missed the penalty either. But it is what it is. But the point I'm trying to make is that like PSG's attack is going to be significantly weaker next season if Mbappe goes, and I don't know whether they're going to bring in a Haaland or whether maybe rumors say they're going to bring Ronaldo. I don't know, but it will be weaker. It's as simple as that. So I definitely think they need to keep a hold of him. But Mbappe has other ideas. But I just think that, as we saw with a certain Belgian croissant, moving to Real Madrid can be.
Why does everything always circle back to Hazard? Why does everything always circle about Hazard?
I'm just saying.
Can't you leave a World Cup semi-hero alone?
No. It's just that he was the best player in the world. He was the best player in the world as advised by the Go analyst, and he went to Real Madrid to prove himself. And he turned out to be a flop in his first season, and second, and third. So all I'm guessing with Mbappe is just like he'll probably be fine at Real Madrid, but it's just that it might not. Given that they're currently right now in a real building phase, the start of that process might not necessarily be smooth. So PSG is basically the easier project. Real Madrid might take a bit more work, but but he might benefit a lot from that.
I mean, you see, my thing here is like, So are you saying? So are you saying that you? So do you believe he will join Real Madrid in the end, or he'll stay at PSG
Yeah, I
in the
think he'll
summer?
because because for me the way I see it, I don't know many examples of players. The same thing with Pogba as well, where they when they're in the final 4 months of their contract, if they really were committed to the club, they would have signed the contract in, to be honest, the season before, or two seasons before, or done a 7 year like Harry Kane and Joao Felix. But the fact that you're waiting to run your contract down tells me that you're not committed. You're waiting for all the offers until we finalize, which means that you have the desire, which means you have the desire, sorry, to leave. You wouldn't not have the desire. If you wanted to stay, you wouldn't run your contract down. So, i.e., Mbappe does want to leave. It's just the question is the offer that the other clubs are giving him, like viable offers, basically. And Real Madrid clearly will give a viable offer. You're going to start. We're going to pay you loads of money. You're going to be our don. You're going to be our superstar, basically. And presumably he'll play in position of Vinicius, or no?
Um. Well, you could have Vinicius on the left and Mbappe on the right because Mbappe used to play on the right. I think
Okay.
Mbappe plays on the right for France, so
Okay.
you could do that. But my thing though is, you see, this is what I don't get. Or this is where I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
Messi came here with huge fanfare,
Mm-hmm.
massive fanfare, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So if Mbappe leaves
Mm-hmm.
and Haaland goes to either Barca or Real, let's say he just doesn't go to PSG,
Mm-hmm.
how do PSG then move forth? Because if you have a
But it's if
almost
Haaland
geriatric
doesn't go
Di
to
Maria,
PSG,
was it?
if Haaland doesn't go to PSG,
Yes. If Haaland
mm,
doesn't go to PSG, Mbappe now leaves
mm,
PSG.
mm.
I think I'm worried because I mean, if all we're left with is now, I mean, shout out to
Isn't
Gatlock because Gatlock said that he was playing Football Manager, and I think in the year season 2025 or something, you
mm.
actually had MSN at PSG.
Well, like I mean, if with how Atletico Madrid are moving right now, and Simeone gets
Artists,
sacked,
I'll
Suarez
say this
might be
right
looking
now.
for another club, man.
No, Artists, I'll say this right now. If El Khalafi recruits Cannibal Suarez, who will be like in his mid 30s, so forth, and we see an old, wretched, over the hill retirement home MS. You see, that I don't want to see because then they'll begin to soil the name of it. Because then you're looking at guys who can hardly run, who are going over themselves and have little. So
I mean,
I don't think anyone wants to see that.
they'll still win the French league, though, so it's all good. So they'll still be winning the French league, but it's just it'll be a test. Can MSN still ball in the CL? Do they still have that chemistry? Obviously Icardi's still there, so Icardi will still
Who?
get more
Wait,
game.
who? Artists, who?
Icardi, Icardi,
Okay, okay. Before we
Icardi
go
is
off
at
of
number
this,
9, isn't he? So
artists. I have artists. I know of an adulterer known as Icardi. I don't know of a footballer known as Icardi. So if you're talking about Icardi, that the adulterer, oh yeah, I know that dude. If it's Icardi, I don't know of a footballer called Mauro Icardi. That's just me. So maybe you have to educate me.
well,
But you see,
the only thing of education is that, as far as I'm aware, I think Icardi has more goals than Messi in Liga currently, despite playing less games.
RDS, you see, you're a professional hater because you're talking about a guy who
No,
has
no, I'm
four
not a
seals.
hater. No, just
No. But let me educate you because see, people always say, "Oh, this channel is an." So let me now expose you. You're talking about a guy who has four seals. You're talking about a guy who had, who has scored the most goals in a calendar year. You have a guy who was, for the best part of a decade, been the best player in the world, and for most years has been the best player in the world for most of this last decade or even more. So his legacy is already set. He has done. We have a guy who scored 5 goals in a UCL game. So his legacy is already set. And also, RDS, you're talking as if the season's already finished. What if Messi drops a 2-piece in a second against Madrid? What if Messi carries? So my thing is, RDS, you cannot deny what Messi can do and what he's able to do and what he's capable of. So you're talking as if
Hey,
we don't
Chage, can
know
I
what
ask you,
Messi is
can I ask you a quick
capable of
question?
doing. RDS, feel free.
Can I ask a quick question, there, Chage? So, in 2012, Chelsea won the Champions League, right?
That's what they
2012,
say,
2013,
yes.
right? Cool. Okay. In the semi-final of that Champions League run, Chelsea faced Barcelona, right?
I believe so.
And in that semi-final, did the goat that you're talking about, did he miss a penalty?
He might have. He might have.
Just because if he had scored the penalty, Chelsea wouldn't have had that first UCL, would they?
Allegedly, I'm not sure.
Allegedly,
I mean,
allegedly.
allegedly. But
Fine.
it's okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up something. And you see, and I want to first to discuss this first because this is something that I want to discuss. So, Dory guys were open venturing there, but this is something I want to discuss, personally speaking, man. Because I think it's something that I think needs addressing. So, let me just pull this up. So, most penalty missed in Champions League history. So, you have Falcao, Dani Parejo, Thomas Muller, Luis Figo, Cristiano. RDS Michelmike, please. Luis Figo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy 3 times, Aguero 4 times. Now, our only thing is strange. I actually want to look at it because I don't remember him missing those many penalties.
Who's E Hazard?
What's called Edward Hazard? He played for PSV. Edward Hazard played for. It's just
Edward Hazard.
He used to play for PSV in the 2000s. Edward Hazard. Let me see. I'll show you a picture.
Edward.
He's like, no, and bro, bro, Alice, this guy was quality. This guy, Edward Hazard, I think he's definitely. I think he was like, because basically he played like as like a striker for PSV. This guy was quality. And I think one of the penalties he missed was, I think, against like Barca in like I think it was at the 99 semi, but he was guys, look him up. Edward Hazard for PSV.
Edward.
He was a phenomenal player, fully underrated, man.
So he was much better than this fraud Eden that you talk about. This Edward Hazard, man.
Oh no! Come on, no. Eden Hazard was better. Understand? He was underrated. Edward Hazard was this underrated guy that played for PSV.
Okay, but he wasn't. He doesn't hold a candle to.
Can we focus? Before we focus, see. I think I just need some. I need some help because I want us to like be like the football doctors here, because I look at this and I say, why? Why has he missed 5 penalties? And what is the situation with a guy who is one of the best goal scorers we've ever seen, and his inability to score crucial, important penalties? Like that penalty, again, the 3 that's come to mind is UCL semi, 2012, the second leg against PSG last season, after he scored that crazy 40-yard banger, RDS. You remember that 40-yard banger? Yes.
Oh, it was a good goal. It's a good goal.
Bro, I screamed. That goal was insane. And then obviously, Real Madrid knockouts. So, and you see, my theory is, I feel that Messi's weakness is superb, amazing player, his mentality and his inability to cope under pressure. So what say you? Why do we see Messi with 5 penalties missed, potentially and counting?
I mean, he's just not a good penalty taker. I've seen Messi take penalties, and I don't rate his technique particularly well, to be honest. Like, you look at some other like penalty takers, like even Harry Kane, James Milner, Salah, like a few others, like their technique in terms of taking penalties is really, really good. Messi's like his technique is just not good. Like when I see him, sometimes he'll score. Obviously, he'll score penalties, but just the technique in which he takes a penalty, it's just not good. Like you either blast it into like the top corner, top bins, left and right, or you curve it so it's at least, if you're going to hit it low and hard, like at least, you know, to the on the inside of the post. That's basically your surefire way of scoring penalties either way, because the keeper's never going to be able to reach it. But Messi always, for a lot of time, Messi always seems to take his penalties almost at like the body length for the goalkeeper, left or right. So obviously, if the keeper goes the wrong way, that's a goal anyway. But if the keeper guesses right, you know, so then it will be saved, and that's the penalty technique I see with
No,
Messi.
but see, I do you know what? I slightly disagree with you. I sort of agree with you, and like maybe his technique is off, but I do you know why I disagree is because I think it's more to do with pressure than I think technique. Bro, we know that this is one of the most technically gifted players ever. And we look at his free kicks and his goal scoring. This is a guy that can put the ball right into the bottom left-hand corner with defenders around him, pressure around him, and everything. So basically, under more extraneous circumstances and difficult circumstances, this guy can place the ball, has placed the ball right in the bottom left-hand corner about 100 times. My thing is that with a penalty, everything stops. Everything is focused. And there is far more pressure in the condensed scenario that's a penalty as opposed to within regulation and the flow of a game. And once that pressure comes, I think that gets to him and he's not able to focus and put that ball into the corner. I promise you, if Messi was taking penalties in training, out of 100, he scores maybe like 98 or 95 and just puts them top corner, bottom corner. But when you add pressure, like, bro, every top player should score a penalty. A player like Messi should score a penalty 9.9 times out of 10 for somebody as good as Messi. So the reason why we see these things is pressure. There was massive pressure in that 2012 semi based on where the game was and what was happening in the context of the game. And the fact that it was at Camp Nou and it was in the semi-final. And there was massive pressure for PSG because he just scored that crazy goal. And he knew that, bro, I scored this penalty, we change, and he scored that penalty, PSG crumble.
Yeah, of
and,
course.
and one here as well, against Real Madrid, a top opponent that you know what it is about. Do you come into PSG? So I think more so than his technique not being good, the pressure messes your focus and messes your technique.
But even with pressure, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like even Harry Maguire, I don't even rate him as a defender, but even Harry Maguire is a good penalty taker. You know, and he's a defender.
He's very good.
He's a good penalty. But for me, with Harry Maguire, it's his technique because more than like Harry Maguire, pink like blasts it into like the top corner. So his technique is good, even though he's a defender. But like I said, I'll double down with Messi. For me, like I'm using his penalties. Like his technique is it's not good. Like, you know, didn't he miss in the Copa America final as well? You know, so yeah, I think pressure is part of it, but like when the other penalty takers there as well, like I don't know. I just think that yes, he's obviously scored most football scored the majority of penalties, so he has. But I just think that like compared to some of the top penalty takers that I know, when I look at their technique, like they will score pretty much every time because they do the exact same thing every time, and they put it in a position where the goalkeeper, it's impossible for them to get it.
Oh no, basically, because I don't know who yours are, but for me, the best penalty takers I've ever seen are Balotelli and Mendieta. Because when you look at Balotelli and Mendieta, they go for placement.
Yeah.
Now, power is good, but power is unreliable.
Yeah.
Placement is far more reliable than power. Because power, if you get the power right, he can't say it, but you can get the power wrong and it can go over the bar. If you get the placements right, it is far more unlikely that you can get that wrong because it's far more controlled. Because what Mendieta and Balotelli do is they just place it right into the corner where the keeper can see. I think Mendieta, waits for the keeper to make a move, then he passes it into the other corner, and Balotelli just places it right into the corner so that the keeper can't save it. So, you know, at
the end of the day, like I think the only reason we're talking about the penalties is just because the other attributes aren't there. Like no one really cares if Messi misses a penalty if he's like assisting, dribbling past people and scoring worldies. The only reason why there's focus on the penalty is because in that game, he didn't really do much else. If he like, it's no one is, if you miss a penalty but you created like 3 assists and you're the best player in the pitch, no one really cares really because you've won the game still. The issue is that it's like this was sort of Messi's kind of moment in that game, and he fluffed it, and it took Mbappe's individual brilliance for them to eventually win the game. Otherwise, it would have been 0-0. Because it was in the last minute of the game. It would have ended 0-0. I still think PSG would go through over Turks because they're a superior team, but yeah, that's the thing.
As there is, let's just take some notes before we move to our next thing. So, from Mohammed bin Leek Salman, Mbappe isn't leaving. I print money. Real are poor. But Mohammed, my dear sir, also remember, can you please pick up your phone? I've been trying to call you. Sometimes some things are just more, they're more about money. They're just some things that are way more than just money, though. So that's where you have to understand. It's not all about money all the time, bro. From Alex B. Alex B says Kylian Mbappe knows that if he stays, Real will go for Erling. Yes, so Real may go for Erling, but how do you know that they will get Erling? That's my thing. Because again, I do think that Barca also have a strong thing. And for me, I don't think Mbappe is worried about, Erling will now go for Real Madrid. I don't think he's bothered. I think he's just focused on what he's doing, and he's just on his own path. So, from Harty Momo, thank you for the dub, Harty Momo. I had a dream, oh my God, of John Terry changing his pronoun to neo pronouns, Nick, Ha, and getting white peeps feeling awkward calling him that. What the hell is this?
I don't know.
Wait. Harty Momo, did you do a few lines of coke or something? But I mean, change his pronouns to neo. Oh look, Harty Momo. I mean, thanks for the door, but I think he might, bro. Put down the pipe, please. Put down the pipe.
Yeah.
But you know what I do fear though, bro, because I know that day is gonna come when John Terry is announced as Chelsea my manager, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. RDS man, I don't know, bro.
Nah, man. I mean, he's when Tuchel goes, he needs a successor, man. So, John Terry, man.
We're not going from Tuchel to John Terry. Relax. Hold on. Like, relax, bro. Relax. From King Kai Havertz, Kylian, where's your CL? You're Richarlison without your pace and power. Now, Havertz, can you please focus on Havertz? Can you please actually Havertz? Rather than watching this stream and sending me dubs, you should be focusing on Palace on Saturday, and also before focusing next week on a Lille, please. So please have it.
Well, those are dubs, man. Those are dubs. Chelsea will win those games.
Zoteng TV says, the money will. Thank you for the dub, Zoteng, man. The money will always be there for Mbappe. He needs to win one CL for PSG first, then go to Real Madrid at 27 or 28 in your prime and play for a legendary club. Now, is it a prerequisite? Does he have to win a CL for PSG? He doesn't have to. It would be nice, but he doesn't have to. And my thing is, if Real are calling you now, and who knows, and here's the thing, you don't know what the future will hold. Injuries, long-term injury, and boom. What if he says, okay, fine, I'll stay with PSG. You get a long-term injury, and now you come back and you're not the same player, and you missed your chance to go to Real Madrid. So for me, I think for Mbappe, he knows that it would be nice to win it for PSG. This, I think, is PSG's best chance to win it this year. But if they don't win it if PSG don't win it this year, when are they going to win it? And I don't think they will. So for me, I just think if you can go now, go now. From Daniel Sierra, don't forget. Oh yeah, bro, yeah, man. And because when Messi missed in the Copa America final, it's birthed one of the most iconic football pictures of all time of Messi crying and Alexis Sanchez in the background giving a very weird, so suspicious look, man. So yeah, that was wild, man. So let's keep things moving, man. So for our next on the next agenda, now this is where things get slightly worrisome, man. Where are we at, man? The heck? Here we go. So let me bring us in, man. Tuchel gave a press conference, and in his press conference, he said something that made me slightly sad, just a little bit sad. Tuchel said 16 points behind Man City. Unfortunately, we cannot be seen as title challengers, and we are now in a race for top four. Now, I believe that Tuchel is playing mind games because I know that Tuchel is a winner. Tuchel knows that you're coaching the UCL, the defending Champions League winners, and also until someone wins the Champions League with the away goal rule, Chelsea will remain the legitimate Champions League winners. So, boom. So we are the Champions League winners from henceforth. So it doesn't matter what happens this year. So I feel that these might be mind games because I still feel that Chelsea are waiting for City to slip up because Chelsea, I still feel it's a 3-horse race. Yes, Chelsea are 16 points behind, many points behind, but the league hasn't ended. And we have to wait until the 38 games are being played. But I think for Tuchel, you have to, the management game is just as important as the media game. The media game is just as important as the management game. And for him, I think he knows that if he just gives Chelsea the psychology of fighting for top four, fighting for top four, and so forth, it puts them in the right psychology to maintain what it is that they maintain of being in that top three, but also as well, you're still fighting for that title because Wenger is to blame for this crap. Wenger is to blame for top four now being a thing because let's be real, top four is a loser's competition. Fighting for top four, you're a loser unless you're a West Ham or a Leicester City or so forth, or an Arsenal, because for Arsenal, top four, that's your level. But if you're a Man United, you're a freaking Chelsea, you shouldn't be fighting for top four, you're fighting for the freaking title. And if you got top four but you didn't win the title, you failed for that season, regards to the league campaign. So I just think that Tuchel is perhaps just reading what the table looks like and just being realistic that in a sense of mathematically speaking, it is not realistic for us to chase the title. It's more realistic for us to now look at the top four. But for me, half hope, Chelsea are not a top four team. Chelsea are a title winning team, man. So, RDS, man, how do you view the words said by one Thomas Tuchel?
Is it possible for you to just show the Premier League table for a second?
Why?
I need to refer regarding Tuchel's comments.
All right, let me just bear with me. Bear with me. Let me bring up. You think you're so cool, Aris? You think you're so cool?
No.
But you think
to put it into context.
Okay. Here's the table.
Right, so the Premier League table. Okay. So Manchester City, 25 games, 63 points. Liverpool, 24, 54 points. So they've obviously got their game in hand. If they win that's 57. So we're 6 points behind City, but they also have to play City as well, so they could reduce that to 3. Chelsea have 47 points. So as you said, 16 points behind. United have 43. West Ham 41, Arsenal 49. So Chelsea, I agree with you in that Chelsea are still, Chelsea is still in the title race, bro. The only thing I would say is that if Chelsea lose to Crystal Palace at the weekend, are they not in a title race anymore? Do you think that then the title race is done?
If Chelsea lose to Palace,
yeah. Will you concede the title race then?
Artists, I don't have to do anything. Artists, last I checked, it's a free world. I don't have to do
anything. No. It's just if you lose to obviously Crystal Palace the weekend and United somehow beat Leeds, which we're not going to do if that happened, United would only be a point behind Chelsea, and we know that United are not in a title race. So how can Chelsea still be in a title race, but United not be in a title race if they were a point behind you? You know what I mean?
Because no. I look beyond numbers. Okay. Man. I look beyond numbers.
Okay. So you mean you avoid facts and statistics?
No, I just look beyond normal. Sometimes facts can be right, but sometimes facts
Yeah.
can be misleading.
So the facts would be that you'd be 19 points behind City, but you still think that Chelsea in a title race.
RDS, if Chelsea, God forbid, lose to Crystal Palace,
Okay, yeah.
I will just say that, you know what, it is what
No,
it
no.
is. But for me,
Yeah.
Chelsea for me, I will never accept Chelsea as being in a top 4 race. I'm sorry. See, that's just me. Chelsea
No,
cannot stoop to that level. As UCL winners, we
Okay.
can't stoop to that level. I'm sorry.
As you okay, so Chelsea are on a title race, not in a top 4 race.
Precisely, 100%.
Fine.
And we will be in the
Okay.
title race until MP says 38. So,
So just
no, until Man City mathematically win it, Chelsea are still chasing the title.
the title.
16, 20 points, Chelsea will still be chasing the title until it is mathematically unproven.
And so as being as obviously the use of words, this I assume this is all based on the fact that you still anticipate that Chelsea should be pushing for the quadruple this season. Is that correct?
The quadruple might be beyond our reach, but I feel that the quadruple is something that exists, but it's not something that I'm gonna obsess myself about because see,
So you
artists
wanna
unlike you, artists, I
Okay.
take each game as it comes. I take each week.
Okay.
I take each day as it comes. I don't
Be- be- be-
see you like to stress. See, I don't like to see
No, I'm
artists.
not-
See the artists. They call me. See, my nickname is HC. They call me. They call me HC, aka half chill. I'm chilled.
Okay.
I'm chilled.
Okay. Oh yeah, no. I'm just it's not stress. It's just clarification because of obviously you're in a Carabao Cup final, so you got that, and then you obviously you're chasing for the Premier League, so that's something. The FA Cup, you're through to the next round, and the Champions League, you're obviously going to beat Lille, and from what I remember watching, you said that Chelsea basically secured the Champions League. Those were your words, effectively. So, given all those things, clearly Chelsea are in a position to compete for a quadruple compared to other teams. It's just what I just don't understand is just that if United are not in a title race and Arsenal are not in a title race, because of course, if Chelsea were to lose against Crystal Palace and Arsenal win the games in hand, Arsenal would also be a point behind Chelsea. So you kind of see what I'm trying to say. Like it's
No.
God
Artists, I
forbid,
can see.
because
What I don't like about your tone is your assumption.
Oh yeah, because God forbid Arsenal beat Chelsea, because as you said, that's not going to happen. Chelsea will beat Arsenal. If Arsenal beat Chelsea somehow, it makes the situation peak a little
Arsenal not
bit.
beating Chelsea.
Yeah,
Arsenal not beating Chelsea.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
because I looked because I did a video because I did a little video there for one of the members, and Arsenal have to play one of the games postponed is obviously because of the Car Bookie Cup, Liverpool and Chelsea.
Yeah,
Arsenal
exactly.
not beating Liverpool.
No,
Arsenal
exactly.
Chelsea. So those are two. Those are already two L's.
Don't Chelsea have to face Liverpool again as well? Do they not?
At Stamford Bridge. Chelsea played Liverpool at Anfield.
Yes, so you'll beat Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we'll see. But
okay.
No. Like, look,
no.
RDS, stop trying to trick me. Stop trying to trick me.
It's not tricking you. So it's clarification. Because you said that Arsenal won't beat Liverpool, but presumably Chelsea will.
We've already played twice. Already played twice. Both.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. You have. You played them both. So you only big. Oh, so really, the only big team Chelsea have left to play is United then, and then Arsenal. United and Arsenal. Because I think he played Spurs twice as well.
Wait. Artists. Now, I mean no offense to any Arsenal fans out there. I love you guys and everything. Arsenal is not really a big game for Chelsea. And again, Artists, no offense to United and everything. United is not really a big game for Chelsea. I said again, Okay, Artist. Okay, wait,
one
Artist.
thing.
Wait, hold on, Artist.
Just relax a second there, Che. Just the only thing about the United is that I know I agree with you. I agree. It's just that if I remember in that first game, I think if I remember now, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the first thing, if I recall, is that like the person managing that game basically had an A level in management. Was the first thing. I think it was an A level manager,
RTS,
basically.
man.
Not
You're such
a
a history
UCL winner.
merchant, man.
The second thing is that I think United, United actually were ahead, but they bricked with a penalty, so it was a draw. So I didn't think they lost. The third thing is that the UCL manager, if I remember now, let me just clarify if I'm wrong. That he blamed the light and the grass. It was the light. It was the light and the grass's fault for
No.
Chelsea
Okay,
dropped points.
RDS.
So
I don't care who you know.
if
I don't
we
care
take
who
that,
he
if we take
blamed.
that actually before going forward, I don't know whether. I mean, I still expect Chelsea to lubricate United, definitely, but it's just that I think that we need to use different examples than the light and grass, and the temperature and the weather. The storm outside. All those types of things. Does that make sense, HH?
No, it doesn't make sense. But what
Okay.
does make sense is that game is in the past. And bro, shout out to Carrick. Carrick, bro, I give him his props. He was actually taking us on the right path. Now we're going to talk about Ragball because Ragball has United in a whole crazy situation right now. RDS, can we please keep it 3 stacks? Chelsea, compared to us, Arsenal and United are top 4 teams. Chelsea are a title-winning team. So you see, Chelsea. See, Rauders, just walk with me here. Walk with me, and also streets. So walk with me. Chelsea, Liverpool, City. That's one group. Man United, Arsenal, West Ham, Wolves. That's another group. So you see, RDS, like it's like in school. These are for the adults. These are for the kids. So RDS, United, they sit at the kids' table. We sit at the adults table. And RDS, sometimes the kids can come to the adults table. RDS, you can come to the adults table. You can come and ask for things and everything like, hey, daddy, mama, can I have... And cool. But afterwards, you see, because we talk about adult stuff. RDS... You can visit the table, but get back to the kids' table.
I get that. The only follow-up question was that where do Plymouth sit at the table? Where do Plymouth? Do they sit at the adult table or the kids' table? Where do they? Are they around? Where do they go? That's just
Red Devil Studio.
I'm just saying.
Okay, Red Devil Studio. Can you? Okay, Red Devil Studio.
What's
RDS, look here. Who's first? Man City. Who's second? Liverpool. Third, Chelsea. Now there's a divide. Man United, West Ham, Arsenal. That's the divide.
Okay.
RDS,
right.
United and Arsenal, we don't view those as big games. Chelsea's big games are Liverpool against it. Those are games that are big. United, we are expected to beat United and Arsenal. Like, that's one that you bring up. That was a surprise because we are expected to beat United and Arsenal. They are smaller teams compared to Chelsea, so we don't view our United and Arsenal as big games. You're little, you're small. You're little things. We are Liverpool. We sit with Liverpool and City. Like, well, okay. No, let's see. Okay, maybe see like. Chelsea were like this. So United, Arsenal, you're here.
Is this
so? Alex, can you see the gap? So Alex, look, see, this is United and thingy. Chelsea were here, so they're levels. So Alex, I mean, can you understand that they're levels like this? Alex, I speak fluent trophy. Alex, I speak fluent trophy. I speak fluent trophy.
You speak fluent CL and treble. No. I completely agree with that. Like HH, bro. At the end of the day, Chelsea are Premier League favourites, UCL favourites, FA Cup favourites, Carabao Cup favourites. I agree with you 100%, bro. So, that is the level. That is the expectation for Chelsea Football Club. That is what we expect from Chelsea. All I'm just saying is that, like, that even though that's what we expect from Chelsea Football Club, I just think that looking at the table and various other results, that maybe it might be difficult. That's what I'm saying, So it just might, because
No, no.
I just don't want to
Okay,
live in a world.
wait. Okay, RDS.
I don't want to live in a world, HH, where Chelsea lose to Crystal Palace at the weekend and Manchester United beat Leeds and we're only a point behind Chelsea, the world champions.
Hold on.
That makes sense.
Okay. So
that can't
RDS.
happen. You know what I mean?
RDS.
Yeah, go on.
So 47 points, 43. Now, shout out to Miss Smallwood. I think 47 is more than 43. Also, we have a game in hand.
Yeah.
So Chelsea, when we win a game in hand, we're going to now expand that gap.
What happens if you?
So what are you talking about?
What happens if you don't win that game in hand though? Which I
but
think
we
is
will,
against
because
Arsenal.
we have to. No.
I think it's against Arsenal. I think, yeah.
No. Oh, RDS. Chelsea not going to beat Arsenal.
I mean, last season, did you beat
No,
Arsenal?
Forget about this. Let's talk about this season.
No. I'm just saying that, did you like, because I think if I recall last season, didn't Jorginho? I don't know what he did. He almost like he scored no goal or something. So hashtag shout out to the third best player in the world. But all I'm just saying is that, like, we can never assume about things, So, but I agree.
No.
At the end of the day, I agree.
I'm not
with you,
disrespecting anybody, so don't try and clip me or say. All I'm the key points I said. Of course, we're gonna say we can lose to. Like, all I'm saying is that Arsenal and United are not at Chelsea level. Arsenal and United are top 14. Which is say, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It is good to be a top 4 team, but that your level is. Your ceiling is top 4. That's what you're aiming for. We are aiming for the title. So, Alex, can you see the perspectives? You aim for top 4. We aim for the title. So we're not. So I mean, I don't. It's not us being disrespectful, but we don't view you as serious contenders. It's also.
I agree. That's why I expect Chelsea to come. I expect Chelsea to come to United and lubricate us at Old Trafford, because our whole home form is bad. So I expect Chelsea with Lukaku, Havertz, Mount, and the rest of the Dons, to come to United and basically ball. There's no way that Chelsea Football Club aren't beating Manchester United, Lille, Crystal Palace, and various teams. It is what it is. So what I'm saying is just, I agree with you 100%. I do. All I'm saying is that, like with everything, it's always good to just keep things in perspective in case certain results don't go your way. You know what I mean? But like I said, that's not going to happen. And Chelsea are favourites for the quadruple. It is what it is.
Hamza Talks Football. Think of the dub says that Lionel Messi has scored in 6 out of 7 shootouts, though, surprisingly. Oh, true. Yeah. So, I mean, look, there is a different kind of a pressure, though, when you're in a shootout, and let's say you're going first or you're going second, and you're taking a penalty in a UCL semi, and you scoring this can change the course of the game. So there's far more pressure on a penalty in regulation based on the context of the game, as opposed to going 1 or 2 in a penalty shootout, So, and it's funny. I think Messi really goes 5th. I don't think Messi has ever gone last and that's interesting. Has Messi ever gone 5th for Argentina? Because I know that in the semi against Holland, he didn't go 5th. Copa America when he missed, he went like 1st, 2nd. In one previous, so yeah, and that's funny. He never, because you would think that he's one of our best players and so forth. He's our star player, like what Salah does, like what Mane did, go 5th. But Messi doesn't go 5th.
No. Mane went.
Why wouldn't
4th.
Messi want to go 5th?
Mane didn't go 5th. Mane went 4th. Mane didn't go 5th.
Mane went 4th. He went 4th.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, I personally think that the best player should go first. Personally, I don't think the best player should go 5th, because I feel like for penalties is you should, especially if you get to decide to go first, is that you should kill off the penalty shootout. The earlier the better. So get your best penalty takers earlier on, and then hope that the other team sort of bails out, and that you don't have to go to sudden death.
No.
'Cause
No,
if
I
you-
mean, no. But then the flip side is you have that. You can have that ace in the hole, which is that. Oh wow, we can actually win it.
Yeah,
And
but if you
who
don't get to that
and
point,
you'd want a guy who can deal with the pressure,
but
the
if you don't
pressure
get
into
to
nothing,
that
and can put up in that net.
But if you don't get to that point, it's irrelevant, which is what happened with Senegal and Egypt. It was like because the other opponents bricked it, you couldn't even get to Salah to take the penalty, and the game was lost. Whereas at least if you put your best penalty takers at the start, you have a chance going into that, as opposed to. But that's just how I see it anyway. So taking
Yeah.
penalties.
From Uncle Odion Jude Igalo says, in that position, you just have to smash it. Hashtag Pessy Pen. Oh, Igalo, thank you for that, Igalo. But Igalo, like, why did you
Still,
screw up in the World Cup though? So
he's still being called up by Nigeria. You know.
no comments. So now this is where things get real. This is where things get real. This is where
Okay.
things get real. Hope your mic is working there. All
Yeah,
right,
no.
so-
What Mike's working, man. Mike's working.
all right, cool. Because so let me just bring us in, man. Let me just bring us in here. Now, who to believe? Is there a mole? So let me just backtrack before we even get to our friends over here. What's this? To our friends over here. So Christian Falk I believe he's a German journalist, and he tweeted out by saying that there seems to be a massive divide and split within the dressing room. And Cristiano has his own clique, and the English players like Maguire and Rashford have their own clique, and it's causing a rift within the dressing room. Then Rashford posted a tweet by saying, pretty much refuting all these things that Christian Falk is saying, and Christian Falk actually doubles down and says, Rashford, you know it's true. So people are like, wow, is this true? Or is Christian Falk just trying to push for clicks? And now there's another report, and again, these may all be rumors and so forth, of there being a captaincy struggle between Cristiano and Maguire, and Cristiano apparently wanting the captain's armband over Maguire. Here's my thing. I don't believe it's true. But you know how they say there's no smoke without fire? I do feel that there are issues in the dressing room, but I don't think the issues are particularly the ones that are being reported. I don't think Cristiano is bothered with having the captain's armband. Same reason as to why he's happy with Bruno Fernandes having the Bruno Fernandes taking penalties. So it's like, oh, it's cool. Bruno Fernandes, you're free to take penalties and everything, because that's not my thing. I'm here to have my role, and I'm all good. So, and I just don't think that Cristiano is that much bothered up like, oh, I need to be captain. Like when he went to Juve, he wasn't like, oh man, I want to be captain. No, Chiellini remained captain for Juve. But there's been so much coming out that it can't all be lies. Now, some of the stuff are lies. Some of the stuff guys are making up. But I don't believe that there's just been so much coming out. There's got to be something there, which we just don't know. So I do feel like if there is definitely something there. And the situation is, for Rangnick and so forth, when you're a manager, you're not just a manager on match day. You're a manager of men. You have to deal with personalities. Similar to when you're anybody who has played football manager and so forth. One of the interesting football manager is dealing with all of the interactions and knowing how to interact with specific players and so forth. Because if you now have discontent in the dressing room, that can actually affect your results on the pitch. So, because if this is true, I don't think it's true, but let's just play a game. Let's just say if it is true in a hypothetical situation, Jerry Maguire, you're only captain because you're English. You are literally living off Queen Lizzie tax. You're literally living off Queen Lizzie tax. So you are only captain because you're English. You've been garbage. You've been crap. You're not even a long-serving United guy. You came from Leicester City as well. So, and my thing is, people think that, oh, captain is just an armband. I'm old school. And because I'm old school, a captain is meaningful. So I always say that the captain doesn't have to be the best player, but the captain has to go to be a guy who has a strong character, is respected in the dressing room, and has a consistent performance on the pitch. I always use this example, Ambrosini. Ambrosini was captain of Milan during Milan's heyday. Ambrosini was nowhere near the best player at Milan. You could put because obviously this was after Maldini had left, so you could put Shevchenko ahead of him, Kaka ahead of him, Cafu, and so forth. But you obviously knew that Ambrosini was respected in that dressing room, and Ambrosini had a consistent performance. So he's not going to give you a 9 or a 10, but he'd always give you that 7, maybe an 8 or a 7, and will just do his work diligently. So he was a good captain. So the captain doesn't have to be the best player and so forth. So, but for Maguire, is he really respected in the dressing room? Does everyone really gravitate towards him? And also, look at his performances on the pitch. His performances have been trashed. So he is a poor captain because a captain should set the example both in terms of character and performance. Your captain can't be one of your worst players. That makes no sense. Your captain, because Maguire is arguably one of United's worst players, which is weird because how can your worst player be your captain? As a manager, you see, if as a manager, I'd strip him off the arm and I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, first of all, not only are your performances class B, you're supposed to be in prison. So basically, you're a convict. So you should be in prison with Hercules, Hades, and Persephone, and so forth. And you're also giving me brick performances, and you're also a false four, as we learned before. It's madness, man. So, RDS, man, talk to me. What the bloody hell is going on at Manchester United, aka Boychester divided, man?
To be honest, like I don't really pay much attention to his reports because there's so much BS that's like what I would say though as a general sort of comment is that I do find it very interesting how, especially on Twitter, are the same people, because I see these people are like, who criticize the mainstream media are spreading lies and they don't believe it and conspiracy and all the rest of it. And then as soon as these rumors are they're like, oh, this is 100% fact. And I'll go, what the? So on the one hand, you believe that mainstream media, you can't trust mainstream media, just as a general sort of point. But when it comes to football, especially when it comes to football rumors, it's like hook, right, and center gospel truth. That makes no sense to me.
But artists, that's humanity. People believe whatever they want to believe.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I just made this as a general point because I always just find it interesting. You see someone tweet, they're like, "Oh, you can't trust the mainstream media," and then in a second breath, like, "What's going on? I'm believing everything that this random faceless person on Twitter is saying. Like, it's a joke." But anyway, so based on that, I'm kind of like, to be honest, like, I don't really care because this has always been the case with going back to Van Gaal, Mourinho, etc. These types of stories, these types of things have always sort of come out. I still remember the Mourinho days. It was a similar thing when people talking about Pogba doing this, Martial doing that, and there's cliques and there's division, stuff like that. There's always, naturally, there will always be cliques in a club anyway, because you have a bunch of, so I already know in the United dressing room, there's going to be the Portuguese contingent, which has got Dallo and Ronaldo, because they all speak Portuguese. So Ronaldo, Dallo, Bruno, Fred probably in there as well. Yeah, Fred, that section. Then you have probably the English British section of McTominay and Luke Shaw and Maguire in one thing. And then you probably have the sort of young black kind of sort of English section with, Lingard and Rashford, probably bringing, and then sort of academy, so Alanga's maybe there, Pogba's maybe there as well, and so on. So I already know, just based on the team, where the cliques are. But they're going to be cliques for obvious reasons. It's cultural, it's language and stuff. Spanish continue, obviously, De Gea and Mata, for example. But in regards to the rift and stuff as well, Ronaldo and Matt and Maguire put out statements basically saying no, this is BS with all the reports that are going out. Now, yeah, on the one hand, you could say, oh, they're just doing it as a PR sort of thing or whatever. It's fine. And maybe that's true. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I have no reason to also believe said journalists when a lot of these said journalists will say in the summer, oh, this person's linked to United, or United going for this person. It turns out to be not true. So clearly there's discontent in Manchester United. There always is there always has been when United miss out on the trophy or United aren't performing well, etc. That's always the case. That's with any team. For goodness sake, I mean, when Chelsea was struggling a bit briefly with your man Tuchel, suddenly all these things come out where Rudiger's this and Lukaku's that and stuff like that. That's just the nature of football, really. When a team is struggling, negative news is always going to come out, So, yeah, I think that at the end of the day, like, there is probably some element of truth in a sense of, like, there is discontent in certain players at United because the players want to leave. That's true. But with some of the stuff, some of the wild stuff, like, I don't know, Ronaldo and Maguire haggling over. As you said, Ronaldo's never pushed to be captain at Real Madrid or Juventus. So why would he push to be captain at Manchester United? Like,
okay, see, this is where I want to even bring in journalism now. Because again, I worked for a few years at a TV channel and everything. So, I was just learning about how guys did journalism and everything. And, people, for instance, let me use an example. Tancredi Palmieri. Wait, I mean, obviously, you know him, the Italian journalist.
Yeah.
Like, every single time I sort of say, Tancredi says, people just say, oh, bro, forget that dude. That guy is a liar. Oh, no, that guy is BS. And you can never get that stink off of you. So once you have that story and so forth that's turned out to be a lie, and maybe another one, even if, it's like the boy who cried wolf, that stink can never go off of you. So for these reporters, I'm like, if your source isn't watertight and you can't fully verify and people cannot prove that what you said was BS, why should anybody now follow you or report you? Because, see, my thing is, but here's the thing. We're now living in a world of clicks and traffic. So, hey, I've already gained what I've gained because I've gained traction, I've gained traffic, and I can now build upon this whole thing. Sort of like what kinds of like TMZ or the National Enquirer used to do, because Manchester United, very popular brand. People are in there. Even better, things are going even badly now. So let's just put out a crazy negative headline. Everybody's not going to bite. But my thing, though, is if it isn't true, going forward, why should then anyone believe it? Because what they will say is you're only as good as your source, and a journalist's credibility is based off of their source and how truthful they are. Like, people
so for example, Richard, like, have you seen, for example, Fabrizio really tweet much about this? Not particularly.
I was just about to go. Like, I was just about to go there because I said that.
Go on, yeah.
Yeah, Fabrizio. People say, he's a tapping merchant and so forth. And because what Fabrizio has done is, that anything that he says, boom, believe it. So you can just put out all this nonsense and get traffic and so forth. Cool. You've now built up your traffic by all these guys who want to guzzle up everything. So you've now gained all these followers by guys who just want to just believe all the negativity and so forth. But now, once you now have all this truthful stuff, you're like, no, you're the guy that posts out BS. Now I'm waiting for Fabrizio Romano. I'm waiting. I forgot I'm waiting for Simon Phillips, the Liam Toomey, the guy from Chelsea. I'm waiting for, I don't know what the Arsenal guy is called. So you're waiting for that. Gets French football news, like GFF, like those guys, GFN, they are credible. I'm sorry, Madrid Zone, you just post stuff. You just post anything. So I'm sure that some of the stuff you say is true, but you post so much nonsense that I've got to mute you. And I'm not going to try and find the truthfulness from someone else, because so much of the stuff has been BS. Once you have all that BS, that stink will never go off of you. But for Fabrizio Romano, you know that once he posts it, it's been vetted, and steeped in truth. So my thing with this, because that is the Christian Falk thing is interesting because he doubles down. So if you're doubling down, and even since Rashford, you know it's true. Okay. Now, what if it isn't true? Then of what worth are you? But then here's the thing, though. even if it's not proven to be true, you still have that following. Because the sad reality is that people don't really care whether it's true or not. People who want to see United crumble, they love it, true or not. People who don't like where United are heading and so forth, they're with you, true or not. So the sad reality is that we live in a world where it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not. All that matters is this the news I want to hear? You know? So
yeah, no, exactly. Because it's about money at the end of the day. It's about United, whatever people say, are still a commercially big brand. It's most of the stories, most of the presentations, most of the sorts of, you have to put like you could put like a Manchester United versus City game on, for example, and the reports will go, if United lose it, they will go United spanked heavily by City. Like the story will be led by United with a City add-on. You know what I mean? Because the engagement is you have to get United at the forefront, and then whatever else to obviously bring in revenue, what have you. That's it. If you want to get followers, again, you got to get United in. So it's just like you said. I mean, to be honest, Christian Falk is seen and respected, but there are a lot of things that he's tweeted recently, especially for German football and for Bayern. He's sound, but outside of that, recently, especially in the transfer window, like he was off. He was way off with a lot of things. Regarding like Premier League and English football, something. But Bayern, Germany, he's good, he's fine. But with English transfer media stuff like that, he's actually been pretty bad recently. So I don't know what his English source is, but his English source was definitely off in the summer. It's definitely been off in January.
Wait, no. His English source is English Talents FC, man. That's his English source. That's his source. English Talents FC. So and it's like, sorry, Christian, you can't use it.
I actually think English Talent FC starts these rooms in the first place because he bigs up Maguire, man. So he wanted to create a coup to try and create beef between Maguire and Ronaldo to big up the English players,
because remember,
man.
English Talents FC, like his whole shtick is like he's pro-English. So he's like, how can we get Cristiano out of this club? So he's obviously trying to now push this whole Maguire English agenda thing and showing that's how they're trying to, how basically he wants to paint Cristiano as the villain. So it's
man.
Exactly. I think that's his source. I think English Talents FC is his source.
If English Talent FC is in this chat, man, you're a bum. Okay, for trying to create disunity in this United club. Like, stop leaking out false. That's the leak. That's the guys stirring around. English Talent FC. If you are in this chat, you're a bum, and stop it, man. Stop it, man. It's not cool.
All right, man. Let's take this dubber then. I want to just go to a few little tweets as well. We always do like some nice interesting tweets. So from your boy Nas A says, HH, some of Man U's defensive issues are easy to fix. To utilize Maguire correctly, Ralph should be playing him at left, right, out. What do you mean by
I think I see what he's saying. Like playing him as a left. I assume the left sided. Thing with. I mean, my only issue with that is that like him and Luke, he'd be playing alongside Luke Shaw, and to be honest, him and Luke Shaw on that side have been pretty bad. So Luke Shaw has also been bad. So I'm not. It makes sense, but in reality, I just think that left side will just get exposed.
No, for me, I think when you look at Maguire's mistakes, I don't think it's a thing that can just be fixed.
I think he's. See, I thought he was playing the left. I think he's actually trying to say playing him at left, right, out, as in like he should be left, right, out of the squad. That's what he's saying. I've just got that now. Left, right, out. Playing him at left, right, out. Is me.
Yeah, no, because I'm gonna say like this doesn't really make. That's He's yeah.
Nah, come on, that's a bad joke, man. Left, right, out, like left on. Nah, come on, guys. That's a brick joke.
The joke is no. That joke is actually all right because I was like, wait a minute, man. Like, I mean, what we call it? Like, I think it sort of makes sense. in a strange kind of way, man. So, all right, what's it called? Oh, I think we have our answer, man. English Silence
knew it,
FC,
man.
are you the source? De Gea, that Pogba, Serie are the leaks. Hashtag disgusting, bro.
English Talent FC.
Bro,
English
you're
Talent-
you're the leak. You are the leak, bro.
Relax, man. Relaxing, man. Just so you are watching, man. It's good to see you watching, man. So, but
No,
like,
he's
listen,
watching. Okay, so guys, we're gonna just take some look at some tweets as we always do, and then we'll be out of here, man. So guys, remember, man, we are on Twitch, man. We are gonna be on Twitch with Pro Clubs on Twitch around 1 a.m. So let's look at some tweets, man. So first thing here, because I always peruse funny tweets. So this is from Barca against Napoli. And he even put up the Black Power fist, man.
yeah. Jeez, man. Wow.
No. That's wild, man. That's wild, man. All right, now this is this is another amusing one, man. Now this one is hilarious, man. Actually, no. Let me end on that. So people think that I'm lying. So this is from Neymar about Verratti. Neymar, I knew Verratti was an excellent player, but I didn't realize he was so spectacular. A genius. He's one of the best midfielders I've played with, along with Xavi, Hernandez, and Iniesta. So RDS. As remember when people say, "Oh no, Verratti," blah blah, from the horse's mouth. And Neymar played with Xavi and Iniesta. And he's saying that Marco is just as good as those dudes. Now what, artists? Now, artists, please, I dare you to try and hate. I dare you to try and hate.
Yeah, Ratty's a very good midfielder, man.
Excellent midfielder.
No, excellent midfielder. Absolutely. I've got much respect for it. It's obvious that without him, PSG struggle. That's obvious.
Now, now this right here is hilarious, but so
Injury prone.
this
Go on, your shirt.
does-
Oh man, jeez. Oh man,
you see, honest, there are so many levels of this joke.
Montaha, look away, man. Montaha, look away.
There are so many levels of this joke because, on one hand, first of all, he actually does. See, before you listen to he actually looks like Vinicius.
Yeah.
No, because like they have the same. Because if they just pick some random black guy and say, okay, you're just being racist by saying all black guys look the same. But the first thing, no, he actually does look like Vinicius. That's the first thing, and you can tell that because this comes from a Senegalese guy. So I think the guy who made the video is from Senegal. Second thing is, if this guy here is going on Insta Live, what is he doing? He's actually, because he's checking for comments. He's sitting on a tree just eating. Good. So I think that's on live you're supposed to do something. So guys are just watching you eat from a. And
I think maybe it's just
because honestly, the next generation of the joke is that because Real Madrid did nothing. And Vinny pretty much did nothing in the game. So
it's just something he puts the finger in his mouth, man. Just sorry. I just can't get it like that. There you go. Just like
no. It's oh man, this is wild, man. So look, man. So let's keep it real. You're gonna get that dub. United said Leeds easy dub, isn't it?
No. What's going to happen in the weekend? I predict is a Chelsea dub of a Palace and United lose to Leeds. So because I mean, in theory they both win, that'd be great. But I think what I said first is more likely to happen. But it definitely can't happen that Chelsea lose to Palace and United beat Leeds. That situation can't happen.
Guys, I will see you guys later on Twitch as we do our pro clubs, and I'll see you guys tomorrow after the Chelsea Palace game. Chelsea Palace post match around 5 p.m. straight after that game. Then of course hangouts on Saturday, and of course Sunday we have the Champions League hangouts. So guys, peace out, stay true, stay real. Peace.
Peace.